The air in the kitchen hung heavy, thick with the smell of burnt coffee, and something sharper. Maybe betrayal. Maybe the ghost of words we couldn't take back. Lena stood at the sink with her back to me, shoulders stiff like she was bracing for impact. "None of my 4 lips belong to you anymore," she said. Her voice was a blade, slicing to the fragile quiet of morning. I froze mid-motion, my hand halfway to the mug on the counter. The words cut deep, spreading frost through my chest. "For lips." The phrase was strange, intimate, grotesque, and it made my stomach twist. I wanted to laugh, to write it off as one of her cryptic jabs, but the way her knuckles whitened around the edge of the sink told me this was no joke. "Then live with your debts alone." I shot back, my voice cracking under the weight of confusion. "Debts?" I meant the house, the car, the life we'd spent 12 years building. But the words came out hollow, like I was shouting into a dark room I couldn't see. Lena didn't turn. The faucet dripped, plink, plink, each drop a heartbeat in the silence. I stood rooted to the linoleum, waiting for her to say something, to explain, to take it back. Anything. The signs had started weeks ago, though I hadn't noticed them then. The phone flipped face down on the table. The way she'd linger in the driveway after work, staring at nothing. I'd blamed stress. Her job at the gallery was demanding. Late-night events, wealthy clients who thought charm was currency. I convinced myself it was just a phase. Marriage ebbs and flows, I told myself. Closeness and distance are 2 sides of the same coin. But there were moments that caught, small and sharp, the faint musk of unfamiliar cologne on her scarf. The way she'd flinch when I touched her shoulder, as if my hand carried accusation. Now, standing in that kitchen, her words echoed in my skull. For lips. It wasn't random. It was deliberate. A taunt. My mind raced to decode it. Was she confessing? Mocking me? Or something worse? A truth I wasn't meant to grasp? My heart thudded dully, pain blooming behind my ribs. I wanted to grab her, to demand the truth, but my legs wouldn't move. Instead, I sank into a chair, the wood creaking beneath my weight, and stared at the coffee stains on the table like they were constellations mapping my stupidity. "Lena," I said, quietly, almost pleading. "What does that even mean?" She turned then. Her eyes were glassy, not with tears, but something colder. Resolve. Defiance. Her lips, the ones I'd kissed 1,000 times, were drawn into a hard line. For a second, I didn't recognize her. "You don't get to ask that," she said, each word careful, deliberate, like she was presenting evidence in court. "You don't get to play the victim." The word hit like a slap. Victim. I'd spent years trying to be the good husband. Working late, cooking dinner when she didn't, ignoring how her laughter had started to sound like performance. But now she was rewriting the story, painting me as the villain. Doubt slithered in, ugly and persistent. Had I failed her? Let her drift away? My mind flashed to the nights I spent buried in case files while she sat alone in the living room. The TV's blue glow her only company. Guilt whispered, but anger roared louder. "Tell me," I said, leaning forward, fists clenched. "Who is it?" The question tore from my throat like broken glass. Her eyes flickered just for a second, and that was enough. The smallest crack in her mask. She said nothing, just turned back to the sink, scrubbing a spotless plate. The rasp of the sponge grated against my nerves. I stood, the chair scraping the floor, and stepped closer. The kitchen suddenly felt smaller, the air heavier with everything unspoken. Her hair fell over her neck, revealing a faint mark, a bruise, or something worse. My breath caught. My fingers hovered inches from her skin. "Lena," I whispered, my voice breaking. "What did you do?" She spun, the plate slipping from her hands and shattering against the tile. Porcelain shards skittered across the floor, glinting like fractured promises. "Don't touch me," she snapped, eyes wide, voice raw. Fear, guilt, or both flared behind them. "You don't know anything, Tom. You never did." The words hit harder than I expected, but it was the way she said my name, like it was something heavy, something she wanted to drop, that finally broke me. I stepped back, hands raised in surrender to a battle I hadn't realized I was fighting. The room swayed, edges blurring. Memories flashed. Her smile on our wedding day, her humming off key while she cooked, our late-night talks about dreams we never chased. Had all of it been a lie? Or had I just been too blind to see the truth unraveling? Her phone, always locked now. The messages she'd swipe away before I could see. The gallery owner, Marcus, with his slick smile and long handshakes. I'd written him off as pretentious, but now the image took shape. His hand on her waist, her laughter echoing in dim light. My stomach turned. Is it Marcus? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. She didn't answer. The silence was louder than any confession. She crouched to gather the shards, her movements slow, mechanical, as if she could piece the damage back together. I wanted to scream, to shake her, to make her feel what I was feeling. But I couldn't move. I was frozen, suffocating in the wreckage. Then, the doorbell. A sharp, clean sound that cut through the tension like a blade. Lena froze, her hands full of broken porcelain. For the first time, I saw real fear in her eyes. Don't answer it, she said, her voice low, urgent. But I was already moving. My feet carried me forward on instinct toward the truth. I opened the door. Marcus stood there, coat damp with rain, a bouquet of roses in his hand. But it wasn't his presence that stopped my heart. It was the woman behind him. Pale, eyes wide. Sarah, my sister, Lena's best friend since college. The roses weren't for Lena. They were for Sarah. Lena, Sarah said, pushing past Marcus, her voice trembling. We need to talk. Now. Lena appeared in the doorway, still clutching a piece of the shattered plate. Her face was blank, shock, maybe, guilt, and suddenly, her lips made sense. Not just Lena's betrayal. Sarah's too. The debt wasn't ours alone, it was theirs. A tangled knot of secrets years in the making. I stepped back, chest heaving as the truth slammed into me. Lena hadn't betrayed me with Marcus. She betrayed me with Sarah. The roses, the glances, the late nights. It all fell into place. Pieces of a puzzle I'd been too blind to see. You both, I said, my voice hollow. All this time. Lena dropped the plate again, shards scattering like confetti at a funeral. Sarah reached for her, but Lena recoiled, eyes darting between us in panic. Tom, I didn't mean... But I was already turning, stepping out into the rain. The cold bit at my skin, but I didn't look back. The debt was theirs now, and I'd let them drown in it.